So we will start with the first card on the left, which is the Four of Cups. Now, often this symbolises the feeling of ambiguity, or sort of saying, I'm not really sure if what I am being offered or what I am seeing or hearing at the moment from other people or situations around me is necessarily what I think I deserve or what I think I want. So it's a card that talks to us about potential offers coming through to you. Sometimes they can be relationship offers because, of course, the Cups card talks to us about emotions and relationships. And sometimes it can be more, it can be deeper than that. Well, not to say that relationships aren't deep, because actually they're probably the deepest thing we experience. But when I say they could go more broad perhaps than just relationships. So sometimes this can be work related. It could also be health related type issues as well. So things that affect us at the heart chakra level and get to us emotionally. Let's see what is going to come through. I will pick this deck here and see what the John Holland clarifier might be telling us more about this card. So for Capricorn, what is a clarifying card here for the Four of Cups? A little bit more shuffling, I think, guys. Well, I think that's it now. That's twice I've said that, and then it's kind of stopped immediately after. So this is the John Holland deck. What is the clarifier for the Four of Cups? And we get the Eight of Wands, which represents accelerated motion. Traditionally, the Eight of Wands is known as something happening really quickly. So these potential offers that are coming into you, and for each of you as individuals, these offers could represent, as I said before, emotional, relationship. They could represent job offers. They could represent shifting somewhere. They could be health modalities. It feels as though it's going to be fairly fast-paced. The Eight of Wands is known as a positive card with lots of potential activity, and it is often associated with two distinct things. One of them is flying, so going somewhere via plane, sometimes for a holiday, sometimes for something like a work interview. And the other is oftentimes represented as a potential new romantic partner coming in on the scene. Sometimes it can also represent the energies of a new business opportunity. So I have a feeling that, you know, we're talking, as we say, in a broad terms here for a general reading, and it could very much, some of you are being affected in the relationship perspective realm. Others of you, it feels more like potentially a career or your self-business or becoming entrepreneurial. The thing about the Four of Cups, it often tells us to be careful of thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, because oftentimes it's not. So the offers that come to you, do consider them, but also remember what you do currently have in your life. Sometimes things are kept out of reach for us for a specific reason, because we're either not quite ready or they're not quite suitable for us. So there's a bit of a dichotomy going on in the messages with those cards at the moment. So I think I will pick another clarifier from the energy deck. Let's see, this is for Capricorn, still clarifying the Four of Cups. Let's see what else is coming their way to help give us deeper messages here. What would you like them to know, and what is this Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands about? Okay. The World, wow, you know, the Eight of Wands and the World Cup are actually very positive. The Four of Cups, I think of it as slightly more of a warning sign, but then you're getting these two positives that are coming in behind that, telling you that there is opportunity out there. That World card literally stands for the world is your oyster. It also, because the person is looking up, you know, from down on the wharf there, looking up at that misty sort of spiritual cloudy earth, wondering or pondering about what or how to get there or how to expand. So it's also a card of expansion, and in many ways this is a card of expansion. So we have two cards that are very similar here, with people on the ground looking up into the sky. In this case, she's seeing a shooting star going by, which of course creates great consternation and changes things at many levels, because they're altering the fabric of, time flying through our cosmos. So they affect us very deeply, bodies that move in space. And this one is looking up at the world, pondering about literal expansion as well. So both of these could be referencing potential business. For some of you, this is about businesses, and this is about expanding a business and potentially going global. Sometimes this is referring to growing your business via modern day technology, such as things like the internet, and expansion that way. So sort of online businesses or online prospects. And again, this could be online dating for some of you, that something might very quickly be activated. The World card, even though it's grey and dark, it is positive because it does suggest the world is your oyster. So these two have really accelerated this whole dynamic up here, which seemed a wee bit more cautionary and a little bit more staid, but these two have just pumped up the action and demanded activity and demanded that you take note of it. Perhaps they're just saying, be careful which one you pick, because there are more than one option around you at the moment. So plenty of stuff going on for you. And I think we could see that when we saw the Ace come in, even this Two of Wands, and of course the Empress as well. So with that, let's move to the Empress card. She represents a time of fertility and harvest. So for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, that is autumn time in real terms. And there's like this little wee pumpkin thing down here by this crescent moon. So autumn time is a very time of abundance and fertility and prosperity. It's the time of harvest. So you can utilize that global earth energy around you, especially if you are in the Southern Hemisphere at this point in time, to call upon the Gaia's energy of reaping the harvest and reaping the rewards and reaping the abundance. Now, of course, it's spring in the Northern Hemisphere, so this is also a time of not harvest, but abundance, because you get the blooming new flowers, you get the birth of all the new animals, like the baby birds and all the farm animals. So it is also a time of abundance, and the Empress really exudes this energy. She is very fertile as well. She has that kind of lotus flower in her arm, offering new ideas, creativity, fertility. She has this red heart right in front of her chest, which also suggests to us that she's talking to us about something heart-centered and something to do with love and emotions. Sometimes it can represent physical heart health for some of you to check up on that, but I think overall there's a great positivity and lightness with this card. The moon may be representative of the new moon coming on the 5th of April or on the full moon, which is the 19th of April. You could find yourself feeling more emotional around those times, or more connected to your feminine side and your intuitive abilities. So with that, I think we will try one of these cosmic cards, and we will shuffle there to see what further messages are coming, and what sort of other clarifiers are there for the Empress card. These are fairly intense cards, these ones. You can see they're a little bit bigger too. They are oracle cards. So this is for Capricorn. Clarifier for the Empress. What is the Empress going to tell us, or further tell us? Oh dear. That was a whole bunch of them that fell on the floor. So that was a whole bunch. I'm not sure what to do about that. The first one that was up was number 10, compassion. So perhaps I think I will take this. It is a beautiful card, and in many ways the Empress talks to us a little bit about compassion, and I think compassion for ourselves is really relevant here as well, and just compassion for life and for those in our life as well. So love and compassion towards others starts with love and compassion towards ourselves. Love and compassion is the sacred essence of all that is. It embraces us without condition or judgment and assists us to grow and evolve to higher states of conscious awareness. This card has come to you as a reminder that true compassion starts with you. Learn from your experiences, even the most challenging, and forgive yourself for experiences that may have caused suffering. Carrying the weight of internal judgment only brings pain and suffering. But when you have compassion and love towards yourself, forgiveness expands towards others around you. Forgiving another can be the hardest test of all, especially when the hurt that they have inflicted has cut deep and the buried wounds and emotions resurface. It is natural to want to react with spite, bitterness, or rage. It's even more natural to want to put up walls of protection from further pain. But when walls surround one's heart, they halt growth and the ability to manifest a reality of choice. And I'm wondering now if this red heart on the Empress back here was something that was part of the main message for you guys, to really feel into your own heart and to allow love in and to allow it to be healed. If there have been any emotional scarrings from the past, whether it be through relationships or even through your own lack of self-love or your own feeling of inadequacy or sort of anxiety or depression, which can create self-loathing or loathing. And also, even from a physical perspective, if there is, as we mentioned a little bit briefly before, about any heart issues, giving yourself emotional love and support can be very beneficial as well. So I'll hold this card up a little bit closer so that you can view it while I read the rest of the words. It is natural to want to react with spite, bitterness, and rage. It's even more natural to want to put up walls of protection from further pain. But when walls surround one's heart, they halt growth and the ability to manifest a reality of choice. Dear one, if you have found yourself in this predicament, know that this is the time to react differently. Choose forgiveness, compassion, and love. Don't close your heart and build walls. This does not serve you. It takes you further away from your truth. Choose love. It is through love that others will come to see themselves with more light. This does not mean you should stay in a situation where you're being mistreated or where boundaries have been crossed. You can move away from a situation that does not serve your highest good with love and compassion still in your heart. And there's an affirmation you can choose to use. It is, I am filled with thoughts of gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and love. And the associated chakra is the heart chakra. And of course we had her beautiful heart from the Empress in the red right in front of her chest there, emblazoned. So there is obviously some form of healing compassion required perhaps to bring yourselves back into this realm of feeling like the Empress, to feel that creativity, the inspiration, the oneness with your life, the peacefulness, the happiness, and the fertility and conception of ideas and things as well. So I think we just will do one more clarifier, and I think I'm going to pull these ones here. So these are kind of like angel answer cards. So this is for Capricorn, just one more message to bind these two together. I can see that we have definitely been bound through the emotional realm and the heart chakra. So just one more to tie it off. Okay. Trust. Yeah, you know, don't forget to trust in yourself, trust in your own perceptions and your intuitive ability, to trust that you can love again, or to trust that it is safe to feel love, to trust others. If you have been in a situation where for any reason you have felt let down or betrayed, or that someone has, lost their right to trust from you. As I just said before, or as the message said, you don't have to stay in a situation and you don't have to accept that. You can move away with compassion and love, allowing a distant healing to take place, and then move yourself on to new areas where you can obtain this trust and compassion back again. So it's quite a gentle, nurturing column, this one here, with these beautiful energies of love, self-compassion, of trusting and having faith. So it's been a very gentle set of messages that have come through. So as I say, this format of reading, we don't know how it's going to pan out, because you can start with a card at the top, and then the messages that come will either be quite forceful, like this one over here, really full of action ideas in the material world and perhaps with businesses and technology, whereas this one was much more about the heart center and the emotions and finding peace and happiness again, both with yourself and with others. So we move on to the Two of Wands, and the twos often represent a need for balance. So this guy here, because he is a Wands, is often thinking about potential career options or the things that he finds creative in his life. So if you are not in a working dynamic of life, this could be about your hobbies, or for those of you yet to hit the workforce, this can be about your university studies, or if you're doing a trade or you are learning something. It covers off those type of areas. So he's holding this crystal ball as such in his hand, and he is holding one wand, and this is being held by another person over here. So it's about being able to see all of the opportunities coming your way and not closing off to them. It's a little bit not dissimilar to this one over here, where you've got, in this one, we've got another hand coming to you with something being offered, which was more along the emotional line. Here's this hand back again offering you something. So it's like you are getting offers from other people in the month. There's definitely other people in your reading, and they are playing a role in what you're considering. And, you're thinking about their thoughts or their ideas they've put to you, or these offers that are coming, and you're contemplating them. But sometimes you may not be listening correctly, or you may not see all the evidence, or you may not be looking hard enough, or in this instance it's sometimes considered that you're not taking all of the information into regard, and that it can sometimes put you off balance. I have seen this turn up when there's the potentiality for job offers, so job applications. If any of you are looking, good time to get out there and do that. But it is also a good time to take on board what others are saying and rebalance situations around things like your creativity, your ideas. You might find that somebody gives you a helping hand to finish a project, such as the writing of a book, or the publishing of papers, or the finishing of a project at work, or some sort of management structure. There could be something along these lines where a second person is really beneficial. Let's go for one of these cards. We will see what comes out here. This is for the Two of Wands. What are we getting as a clarifying message for this? So this is for Capricorn, clarifying this Two of Wands. Okay. Man holding a heart. So I wouldn't have expected that one to come in here, because we have talked a little bit more about creativity, whereas this one is often associated with romance, or again the feelings of love. So we've had a few red hearts turn up. We've had this red heart with the Empress, and we've got this red heart now here. So clearly there's something about the heart that's on your mind for April. And for some of you, this is the romantic personification of the heart. For some of you, this is a physical thing as well. But this one here, the man holding the heart, and he has another heart sort of on his knee there. This can be literally someone new coming in. So it can be a man that becomes very dear to you. he could be, for some of you, a romantic possibility, although, as I said, it's unusual given that this is often more about creativity or jobs, but he may come to you through something such as a job situation. You may meet him through work, or you may meet him through some creative endeavour. Now remember, creativity encompasses our hobbies as well, so things like you might join a photography club, or you might join an online community, or you might go and be moving into a new neighbourhood and meet new people. So it could also be through this way, but he could be the person who helps you to balance some of this creativity or the situations in your life, given that he could be this hand here, and he is literally holding that heart. So it's an interesting one. He could also be someone who is quite passionate about you or what's going on in your life. So he could be like a kindred spirit, or he could be like a family member, you know, like an uncle or a grandfather or a father figure to some of you, and that it's just the love for you that he has, that he's helping you to make a right decision or see a right choice.